get it in there, kind of at an angle, line it up with its arm over there, slide it into place, make sure the locating pole is locating here on the tail. This is the end that goes up into the dash, not this end here. And then go ahead and get your bolt holes lined up. You can do the outside one first to help it hold into place. Leave it loose so you can slide this back and forth to get the inner one lined up. This way, this outer one will kind of hold it into place for you so you're not wrestling this and trying to line up that very tiny little bolt while it's, or the tiny little screw while it's up under there and you can't barely reach. So that's what we're going to do next. There we go. I'm going to demonstrate with this one outside of the car because it's so much easier for you to see this way. So what I did is you're going to have to get it like this and then force this head down up against the carpet here so you can slide it up underneath. Line it up with your blend door shaft over there, like so. And then you'll get it lined up, tilt your butt up to slide up underneath where the pole is. And then it'll pop right into place and it'll basically just suck itself in right to where the pole is. And it basically holds itself right there. Now you just have to set up your securing bolts. Let's do that next. These are just basically going into plastic, and these are very, very fragile where they're actually securing and cutting the thread. So you're gonna have to do this by hand and start it by hand several turns before you get your wrench on there. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's get the outer one lined up first, because one, it's easier to reach, and it will allow us to hold it into place just enough to be able to line up the inner one. Now when you're working in an upside down fashion like this, there's something important to know. You see how I'm spinning it, right? It looks like I'm spinning it to the left, right? You would say, well, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. But remember, it's from the perspective of the head of the bolt when you're looking down onto the head of the bolt. So if you're working down like this, that holds true. But when you invert it, remember that still holds true, but now your perspective has to change. So now imagine if you were looking from the ground up at the head of the bolt, and then righty-tighty, lefty-loosey still holds. But from the downward perspective, it looks like it's opposite. So keep that in mind. And all you're torquing it to is just a very light resistance, and that's it. Don't go any further. You don't need to go because you're gonna crack, crack, crack. And that's it. Perfect. Now we go ahead and get our harness plugged back in. Right here on the end, on this outer edge of your motor. It's right there. It's actually built into the motor box itself. Just line it up, click it in, and away you go. Now here comes the fun part. So before we're gonna put the kick panel back on, let's go ahead and make sure this actually works. Otherwise we have to go through all this all over again. And that requires recalibration. This is a very important step. So that's what we're gonna do next. And for that, we're gonna have to head under the hood.